Has pursuing a job become your full-time job? If you've noticed, the job hunt has changed dramatically thanks to the ever-evolving world of the World Wide Web. So how do you market yourself in this digital age? Frustrations can mount, especially if you're a middle-aged woman, in which age could very well work against you, or employers might assume you're not computer savvy enough. If this scenario sounds familiar, we have just the help to modernize your job hunt. Joining me today is Jennifer Braunschweiger, features editor for More Magazine. Thanks so much for joining us, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you? My pleasure.
So you say there are 3 parts to creating an online persona to help you get hired. What are these 3 parts?
Well, the job search has changed dramatically even in the last year, and you need to really broaden your reach. So you need a resume, an updated resume, you need your own website, and you need to understand how to begin to manipulate your Google results.
Okay, so let's start with the easiest and the most familiar to us, your resume. You say to make sure you're ready with the right document, have your resume available in 3 forms? There's 3 forms now?
That's right. You need a PDF of it, which is basically a snapshot of it, so it doesn't change and the format looks great, and you can send that out. You also need a Word document that's as simple as possible, because some people will still ask for a Word document. And then you need a .txt file, which is a completely unformatted file that you can paste into online applications.
Now, another tip you have is to have a professional sounding email address on your resume. This seems pretty obvious. You shouldn't put ilovebeer at hotmail.com.
That's right. That's right. But you'd be surprised how many people do Brooklyn freelance writer or great editor kind of things. And in fact, what you want is really first name, last name at website, whatever.
Keep it simple, straightforward.
Err on the side of more professional, yes.
Of course. Now, your last resume tip is don't include a photo of yourself. And I have to ask, what if you look really good for your age? Should you still not include a photo?
Yes, you should still not include a photo. Congratulations for looking great on your age. People are trying all sorts of things to stand out, but putting a photo on your resume is really not recommended. But you should use that great looking photo on your LinkedIn page and on your own website. And especially for midlife women, we find that using that photo to communicate some of your energy and with-itness is a really great idea.
Okay, that leads me to your other point, which is you should create your own website. This sounds like it could be tricky if you don't know how. Why is having a website so important?
You know, I think of having your own website kind of like having a great wristwatch. It sends a not-so-subtle message about your level of success and sophistication. And, you know, especially if you're a midlife woman who's struggling to show that you're up to date and know what's going on, a website can be a really useful tool.
Okay, and we have some tips right now for how to do that. Let's go through some of these basic tips, with the first one being register a domain name, correct?
Yes. And that's something you should do right now, even if you have no immediate plans to actually start the website. It's very easy. There are a couple of sites that do it. You can go to GoDaddy.com, type in the URL you would like, which should again probably be your first name, last name, and see if it's available. And if it is, there's really no harm in just buying it right now. It costs about $20 a year.
Okay, now you have 2 suggestions here. You can either build the website yourself, or you can hire someone to do it.
That's right. You know, if you're very familiar with computers and you have a really good, strong design sense, then there's great template software out there that will let you build it yourself. But if perhaps you're not that comfortable with computers, if, you know, sending an email with an attachment is still a little tough for you, then you should probably consider hiring someone.
And when you're talking about organizing the content on a website, that's probably something you want to drive yourself, I imagine.
Yes, I mean, the thing with the content on your website is it shouldn't just be your resume put up there. You should have something extra to add, whether it's testimonials from satisfied customers or examples of your work or video, whatever it is that adds something and really helps create a more full professional picture of you. That's what should be up on your website.
And one of those things you would also include then is a blog, but I'm sure you don't want us blogging sort of about our personal lives. Again, here, professional is the key word.
That's right. A blog can be great because the software out there is really easy to use, but the really key thing is that you should have something to say, and it shouldn't just be about how great you are. You know, I sold another $100,000 worth of product today, probably not what you want to put out there, but if you have really great extra things to say about your industry, that can be really useful. For instance, you know, I know one woman who covered design issues in her professional life, and she started a blog all about crafts and crafts that she made and people she met, and it was a really terrific tool. It painted her in a very good professional light. It made the point that she knows a lot about what she's doing without actually directly saying she's amazing.
And the bottom line is that these days employers will Google you. So this is your third sort of tip. The resume, the website. Lastly, manipulate your Google results. How do you do this?
There is a study out there that said that 83% of employers will have Googled somebody, and 43% of them have dropped someone from the running for a job because of what they found online.
Wow.
So that means that you really need to go to Google and take a hard look at what's coming up when you put your name in. Now, you can't really control the information that's out there entirely. You know, if the New York Post published a picture of you at the Vera Wang sample sale looking crazy, you may be kind of stuck with that, but you can certainly make an effort.
That was not me.
Exactly. You can certainly make an effort to move some really good professional stuff up there, and you know, that's where the website really comes in handy.
Okay, and is one way to do that joining professional networks like LinkedIn? Is that one way to get the positive results, to cancel out some of the negative Vera Wang madness sale pictures?
Exactly. LinkedIn is great because it's very difficult to get in trouble on that site. It's made for exactly this professional networking purpose. You know, Facebook is a little different. On Facebook, somebody could post a picture of you looking a little drunk at the dinner party last weekend, and that really doesn't happen on LinkedIn. And another bonus about LinkedIn is that tends to show up in the first page of Google results, so that gives something immediate to find. That
probably means you should privatize your Facebook page, right? So that you don't have the drunk photos showing up in a Google search.
Yes, you need to become really a master of your Facebook privacy settings.
All right. Well, thank you so much for all of those tips, Jennifer. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.